How can this be for the greater good? The greater good. Shut it!
The greater good. Shut it. Folks, are we live? Are we good? What's happening? What is going on? All right, I think we are locked and load, ready to go. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are back. We are live. Like I was gone for a very long time. Was not able to stream last night, so I appreciate everybody's patience. We moved the last day of Streamtember to today, October 1st. Technically, September 15th is my first day of Halloween, so it all kind of rolls in together, right? When last we left our hero, she had defeated Motor, and we now can take over the spot if we want to. We're going to. We are going to build a mountain base here, including we'll keep the building up there. So today, it's going to be a couple hours since I had to start late, again, because of work. We started a little bit late. I am going to spend today kind of working on the basic layouts here. We're going to move stuff over. Oh, new crafting recipe. Jack-o'-turnips unlocked. Nice, nice. 'Tis the season. Unfortunately, that doesn't give an extra rested bonus like the old tree or maple. Oh my goodness, can I get some aim, please? Okay. But yeah, and we'll assess where we're at with things. We got miss on purpose. Oh, of course, there's another. So that's the big problem there, is we got to get rid of all of the drakes spawning in, really. That's going to be the constant issue until we get that sorted out. And we need to find Haldor as well. Good grief. Too much meat in my inventory. Oh, woe is me. There, let's do that. Yeah, we got plenty of resin. All right. Too high. So now we got the... There it is. Now that we've got the Draugr bow, I can be a little bit more dead on with my aim. So it's keeping that in mind. Couple wolves over there. Let's see if that brings them over. The arrow says milkshakes. Oh wait, we can't carry any more inventory, so... Yeah, here he comes. Mistakes were made for inventory purposes. We could defeat him if we had the stamina. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah, we'll get new regular wood somewhere. All right, let's stop antagonizing. We don't have rested bonus. I came straight over here to get the screenshot for the start of the game, and foolishly didn't get rested bonus yet. I was half tempted to say that we should just make this a no-cost build game, so I could build a huge base up here without worrying about that, but that we'll do the work. Also, I don't have my helmet on. Well, if you call it a helmet. Oh, man. I keep hearing the wolf howls, and I want to go get more. It's the same thing with the serpents. Once you're at a level where you can defeat these things, it's kind of fun to do that, but at the same time, gotta work on some other projects too. Okay. You know, I think I was saying that we'll try our best to make our comfort resting and workshop area on top of the motor marker. Do I have... Worth it. Right, I got bronze nails in that box over there. That's where our boat is. We should also make a silver shield. Oh, we already got silver in there. We just don't have the coal in there. Which means we should also set up a certain jet run. I got 2 certain jets that I could do that with. Possibly 3. Okay. This one's the finished. Oh, we used all of the silver for the Draugr bow. Wow. Wow. Also, yeah, we should repair the spare hammer. It would suck to get it, and then it doesn't work. Fine wood. We'll go get more. There. At least put that one there. And then, this one on the ground here. There we go. And obviously we'll put this in over at the new base when it's ready. Okay. Yeah, see, now we're gonna have... We need to find onions, so we should also tour around that mountain a little bit more. There's a second frost cave at the other mountain. I don't think you ever find onions in the frost caves, do we? That's something I'll have to find out. I thought I was off camera there. Oh my goodness. You're watching me eat salad. Oh wait, do we? No, because we just used up the fine wood. Alright, so let's go to farm. Okay. 7. Also, spear. Also, we never made the ancient bark spear. Technically, we could make the wolf fang spear. But aesthetically, I actually like the ancient bark spear. I don't know if I should make that big of a deal of it. AKA, I should just go to the wolf fang spear, but... Ow. Okay, so it's been a while since I've lost considerable amount of health from a tree chop. Okay, so turnips and carrots ready. And then we're going to make another farm past the carrots there for the onions. Let's see. Any fish want to jump on the shore right now? I don't know. I'm not looking where I'm walking. I'm trying to look in the distance for fish. I don't know if I saw any swimming there. I don't know if we were necessarily at the right angle to see it anyways. Man. Ooze bombs. Why have we not made ooze bombs yet? There, resin. Yeah, because we've got, or had we? I don't see it in my inventory. Very interesting. We might have had them, and then I used them all. But if there's also a chance that we're going to go into the plains, it's good to have that ready to go. Also sausages, right? I think there's like those moments where, was it boar meat and, what am I trying to say? Boar meat and red mushrooms tend to be like a high value item that you need for these recipes. Yeah, we had made sausages before. Good grief. Also, I should have replanted these 3 birch seeds. You know, just in case. Good times. Where's that? I had to reach around my bowl of salad. Okay, so let me dump a bunch of things here. What we can and where we can. Remember, we can make the artisan table. Put the artisan away. Entrails away, and then put that there for now. So what I think we'll do is we'll try to get. Actually, it's nighttime. Be a good time for serpent hunting too. Put some old stuff away. These seeds I'm trying to put over here as well. Okay. Let's do a save game. So we're right before nighttime. I've got enough arrows, yes. Where's our boats? Did we take the boat apart? Dang, I think there's like a helicopter outside. I could even through my headphones hear it. Didn't I have a portal called boats? MTN1 will take us to the first mountain. Second mountain's what's got motor. Oh, nope, there's the full boat. I thought I had the carve. Oh, we can't even carry the boat pieces. It's too heavy. Okay, so I don't think I have any portals down by the waterfront anymore, do I? Dang it. Yeah, because we pulled it up, took it over here, and then I must have used it for the portal for motor. Dang. Alright, so the night's mostly... We're a couple minutes in now. By the time I get to water, we wouldn't have much of a night. Oh, we still need to find Haldor anyways. So yeah, let's go there. Boat is set up here. I need a return trip portal. We'll go here. Trying to find the quickest route. Probably won't get a serpent, but we'll at least start the adventure. So yeah, we should try to find Haldor. We're going to, during the daytime, slowly start moving stuff over. The wood I was putting in my inventory, I got 26. It's done for 2 chests. We'll occasionally keep getting more wood to make a couple more chests. We'll move everything over. It'll be messy. Oops. Okay. Won't be sorted out, but now that we're finding a permanent home, we can then do the actual sorting. Oh. That's the other thing, is I got my blank portal is occupied elsewhere. So during the day, we'll try to change that. Is this because I have too many sausages? No, lowercase. I couldn't walk up the ramp because I'm overweight. I am encumbered. Uh-oh. Alright. Wasting not daylight, but nighttime here. Now, it's not going to be storming on the ocean. So, well, no. If it's Meadows and storming isn't... We'll see. Yeah, looks like we're about to hit... Yep, now we're in ocean. Okay. Cool. Well, bring it on then. We'll go ahead and use iron arrows. We'll use those up. How much damage is one over the other? Pierce 42 versus Pierce 52. Yeah. We find the iron arrows in the crypts in the swamps. So, you know, if we want to make some, cool, but I wouldn't make some unless I had like a real excess amount of iron. And seeing as how you use iron to make kind of a variety of armors and things in the game around this stage, because you need it for padded armor as well, then yeah, it's best to just keep it for making stuff, the armor and stuff. I am sailing away back to the swamps where I was that one day. It says I'm back in Meadows. Oh, we got no wind at that angle. Hopefully there's an outlet here, and this isn't like one big lake. All right, we got wind back. Okay, back in ocean. There goes Thor. So cool. Okay, there's an outlet. Yep. I see it. And it's almost day 2. But, I mean, if it's stormy, the serpent should still stay, right? Or load, or spawn in, and whatever. Day 46. All right. Not bad though. 4 bosses down before day 50. Even as somewhat casual as we've kind of been with this playthrough. Somewhat. All right, part of me is kind of wanting to keep looking around here. Current weight's at 236. So yeah, let's. Come on, fish. Jump in the boat. Oh, he wanted to. All right, so yeah, that's the big mountain that we've been to. $50 on rested bonus, so there goes Thor again. He's just everywhere today. All right, let's go to shore. Okay, do rested bonus, and then we'll come back and go around. If that's what it does, we'll attempt to go around. That'll cover some more territory, and hopefully one of the traders. Haldor first is always appreciated. I'm not going to complain if Hildir or... Oh, almost got a trollfish. If Hildir or the others show up, you know. Cancel that. Yoink, 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 yoink. Craft macaroni and cheese. Boat. Not bat. Boat. How much is shield? How much is the fish? Na, 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 na. Only 8 and 10 fine wood. Chat, why aren't we getting more fine wood? Because I also want the Haldor belt so we can, or the Megan Yord. Megan's Yord. Ah! Wow, I didn't even make an iron shield. Shame on me. We've been trying to block stuff in the mountains. Yeah, I get a silver shield. I could definitely block a stone golem. That won't be a problem later. We got 6 more birch seeds. Holy cow. Alright, so control up to 6. See if this allows. So you check to make sure none of them turn brown. Or say it needs room to grow. And I mean, if you can't clear something that's blocking it, then bummer. But yeah, if it's too close to a rock or something like that, like one of these rocks, then you could dig up the rock. Okay, yeah, we planted all of them. Okie dokie. Artichoke. style. We're going to do red and black or red and brown. Yeah. Upgrade. 10 more fine wood. Yeah, we'll do at least a level 2 for now. Cool. Feather. One real quick trip to put the shield back. So what we're going to do also is, when we get our main base set up, I'm then going to get all of our leftover old equipment. I'm going to put it over there. Now, not like we're going to come back and get the antler pickaxe for anything, but like that fine wood bow, maybe the leather gear if I need to do a real quick recovery. It's not much armor, but, you know, I still get... It's better than getting one-shotted by stuff sometimes, so... Okay, get that rusted bonus. Alright. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's find out where blank goes. Oh, we used it for the silver. Which means we can... yeah, we got a few deaths down there. Dag nabbit. Okay, I must have walked over some... Damn. Walked over some stone. Now we checked out that building, right? See, that's the other thing. It's like, we still haven't checked all of this mountain. Yeah. Okay, food's starting to run low. Gonna go ahead and use up the... Yeah, you know what? No. I was gonna say we should just use up the deer stew. We should keep that. For other shenanigans. Another egg nest there. Hearing wolves, but don't see them. Egg nest. Looking for cabins and Oh. Any place that might have some mysterious chests. Good grief. Poison and okay, obsidian arrows. Poison and fire at one point there. That was kind of cool. I don't know if they stack on damage, but oh, hi, how you doing? Cabin. And of course there's a but I got a silver shield, so I should be able to block him, right? We won't attempt to block the two-fisted hit, but that. There we go. Power swing. Being hunted. Okay, bone mass. Yeah, we're good. And there we go. We got our seeds. We're carrying too much. All right. Oh, they got him. I was gonna say we got the iron brooch. Yeah, and oh yeah, we just procced. Okay. All right, let's keep stamina. Oh. Procced again. Okay, so that should keep us healing reasonably well. Bone mass is keeping us from getting too much damage, but you know they can still get us, overwhelm us in numbers. So until we do that and get our health back, so I'm loving it. Oh, come on, it's a hell of a time to get a storm. Uh-oh, uh-oh, see? Alright. I was gonna say, good time to proc again. Alright, hunt's over. Alright. Catch up with folks in chat here in just a moment. See somebody on YouTube there. Okay, get this guy. Where are you at? Holy crap. Right, I put the fine wood down. Alright, blank portal. I mean, now that we got onions and we plant the onions and get the harvest, we'll only need red mushrooms to cover the the cost of the other recipe. On YouTube, Sniper, hey, how you doing, man? How's it going tonight? Start a new Valheim run with my son. After noticing a few updates recently, we're still only in the forest biome. but the bear was a huge jump scare. Oh yeah, all right, right on. What do you think though? You guys kind of figuring it's the bear's tactics out, its maneuvers. Yeah, he's a pretty fun addition to the game, in my opinion. All right. What's that? Actually, we could just take all and mosey through. All right. No, over at Twitch, first time chatter. Is it Poldre? How you doing? Welcome. And on YouTube Snipers, we're still in the process of building the bear outfit. We've only killed one so far. Nice. So yeah, you're just early stage on it. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I was worried at first about the bear. I was having a little bit of hard time understanding its how it moved around, and then of course, you know, it hits hard early, but then later on, as me and like Philo and Thea, we were getting them a lot after a certain point, so we just kept fighting them, kept kind of learning how it went, and yeah, I think turned a scary thing into a fun thing, in my opinion. Okay, how many onion seeds we got? 16. All right. Actually, you know what? Just make another damn chest. we're gonna move all this stuff today, anyways. Well, we'll move as much as we can to the mountain base that we're gonna build. I thought I saw a fish. You know you want to jump on shore so I can pick you up. All right, here's what I'm going to do for now. It's almost nighttime. We're going to take over turnips. Yeah, see, this is why I like at least quality of life mods in games. Yeah, pick up everything quick, or, you know, in big bunches and not worry about. Onion, there we go. And 16, was it? Oops, I'm going the wrong way. They're digging in the wrong place. Okay, so we can at least do that. And then, because I don't want all the onions. Let's do. Sorry, I'm pushing again the wrong buttons. 6. We don't want to plant all of them. Always leave a couple just in case. Okay, so turnip seeds. I'm having a hell of a time. I'm still getting used to this microphone being kind of like right in front of my face. Okay, do that for now. All right. So we'll check on that towards the end of stream tonight. And then in just do that. But yeah, we'll check that at the end of stream, and my goal will be to turn it around and double the harvest. You know, just try to work on that for a little bit. I don't think I've ever... Oh, right, okay. I don't think it's the first practice weapon we got in this playthrough. Yeah, we got the wood spear. Cool. All right, nighttime. Let's get rested bonus and let's get on the water. I'm already 1 minute behind. Jiminy Christmas. And then we got to repair here before we leave, just to make sure. That was 20 weight right there just for carrying that food. Yeah, 61 obsidian arrows would be enough for 1 or 2 serpents without worrying about how much I'm using up. And then we'll make some more. Jacko turnip. So yeah, if you guys weren't here, the Jacko turnip is now unlocked. Now, I said that it's a bummer it doesn't give you rested bonus or anything anymore. I mean, for all we know, maybe they added that back in. Or maybe they added that in, so. Now that we've got a good quantity of turnips, we can make a couple. We'll make 1 for the elder base, and then as we work on the mountain base, we'll make a few. Fake leader, hey, how you doing? Serpent off the starboard bow. Is this still going? All right, he could nip at the boat. That's fine. Longship could take a few hits. We're gonna get him by the next pass, anyways. And trophy. Oh, bummer. Too much weight. Let's put the portal away. We'll mark where we got the serpent. Obviously, we're not giving up the serpent meat, but the serpent meat floats, so that's why I put it there. Damn, we barely got offshore. Serpentor. Cobra, la 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 la. Alright, let's get going. Any tips in beating bone mass? Ooh, I wish you were here the other day when we fought him. Go back to my VODs. If you want to visually see, I'm still going to say out loud. I'd be like, go watch my videos. So the best thing for me has been the Iron Mace. I've got a level 3 Iron Mace. And you could do a root mask to mitigate some of the poison that he and, of course, his blobs put out. As that poison stacks, though, even the mask cannot be helpful enough. Make the poison resist potions. But yeah, if you want to keep it simple, where maybe you don't even have a fermenter yet, and you at least have enough root from abominations that you can make a root mask. The root mask will yeah, resistant versus poison. It's just not 100% resistant. Just keep that in mind. Excuse me. Now, with fighting bone mass specifically, bone mass does a swipe at you. He belches out, vomits out that poison cloud, and then he throws ads, which are either skeletons or blobs or both, right? So start learning his cycles when he is doing that, like how his attack cycles are. One of the things that I started picking up is like, okay, this is the time where I know he's going to swipe at me when I get close to him, so I'll do a tumble roll to avoid his swipe at me. And so when he swings and misses me, that's when I go in for about 1, 2, 3 hits with the mace. And he might swipe again if he doesn't do his like little belch vomit of poison. If not, yeah, if he swipes at you again, then you do another easy 1, 2, 3 hit. If he belches the vomit and you're able to back up, and then he walks through it and walks out of the cloud, so you don't get poisoned, that's when you want to get up to him quick, right at the edge of the cloud, so you don't close the distance. And he'll swipe at you. Then he'll swing his arm at you, and you want to tumble roll through that. I think if you're high enough level, you can block it, but it's best to just tumble roll through it, in my opinion. And there you go. You know, you just keep swinging at it with the level 3 iron mace. I think I was done with bone mass in less than 5 minutes with damage. Yeah, blunt damage is the best with bone mass as far as weapons go, in my experience. Let's do check it out. Yeah, anything I can do to help, man. That's I used to detest the bone mass fight. Now it's actually one of my favorites. Now it's Yagluth that I detest. My only complaint about Yagluth is just because it's he switches to his next attack too quickly, in my opinion. But when we fight Yagluth, we might do that Friday. If we have to find Yagluth still. So if we find Yagluth, I'll try to fight him Friday. We'll try to make a Frostner, the Frost Mace. And what you can do with the Yagluth is get behind him and try to work your run speed. You know, if you can make like a Ratatoss, that'll help too. Make a run speed, your speed and everything like that match. Put Fire Resist Potion on, and try to keep him facing his tail towards you, and you're just continuously swinging at his body from behind. He'll probably still do the slam down and do the flame or whatever. But the Fire Resist Potion should help with that. You just got to kind of watch a stack there. You got to watch his Meteor Strike, stuff like that. Over on YouTube, Rob Johnson, Dai. Saw the previous stream and making a comic series. Yeah, if you ever do finish, what's it going to be about? And I'm curious. Looks cool. Yeah, I appreciate it. Give me a moment here so I don't crash into something. So initially, what I was putting together like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, between all the stuff I was creating when I was younger, I was putting together something that I called Mocktails, and that's Mocktales, like telling a tale. Mocktail for my story was you tell the tale of your life, you know, or you know, life is your mocktail, I should say. You go through life and you experience things, and then you tell the tale to those that you meet right around the campfire. And kind of like having a mock wedding, a mock trial, you know, the practice run you go through is life itself. It essentially was kind of the in the vein of fantasy medieval kind of stuff, and it still is. So what I've got going on, and I'm still trying to decide exactly what it's going to be called format wise, is a comic book style story. They will be illustrated, and probably presented one image at a time in a 16:9 aspect ratio, of our monitors and everything. So someone with like a 1920 by 1080, or 1080, 1280. Sorry, I'm horrible with the aspect ratio stuff. But anyway, standard monitor size. We'll be able to read one image at a time. It should look decent even on a tablet or a phone. If not, the phones will have a mobile version that I'll work on. There's 3 different stories that I'm working on, and this is similar to something that like Stephen Sejic does with Sunstone and his other stories. And basically, since this is all extracurricular stuff, hobby that's on the side of my day job, the side of my streaming, not having like the most amount of time available, I'm making sure and letting people know that this is just as I go. Do a page here, a page there. Patreon folks are going to get access to early stories and whatnot. Let's head over to the right here. I want to check out that rock. Might be planes over there. But yeah, so there will be planes. There'll be some early stories, early artwork, concept, and stuff like that. That'll be on the Patreon, so that we can kind of get everybody that preview stuff. But I'm going to work on. Nice. Gonna work on basically getting towards like one chapter done, and then we'll put out the full story of that chapter in one complete set. Chances are, since I'm just doing this kind of as a hobby, I'm not worrying about making a living with it, not worrying about printing out like 1,000 copies of a book and trying to sell it. The goal for me is just to kind of get out there for people to read as it gets done. So yeah, gonna see how it goes. The idea to do it as just like a one image at a time versus actual comic book style and page, where it's taller than wider. The idea there is because it's just fun for me to draw. Just like to go ahead and do a full image like that. And that one image itself may actually just have, it may actually have comic panels in it sometimes where it's like one little part of something's happening here, then put another panel. I might still do that, but I'm working on the format right now. And yeah, so basically the idea is, I've got a, oh, come on, back up. I've got a kind of a fantasy medieval story that I called Mocktails before. That's going to be called The Adventures of Tim Garn, and that's going to be kind of my headline story. I've got a story that right now I'm currently calling Heroes and Villains, and that's a kind of a, before Marvel Zombies, the animation came out recently. The comic itself, Marvel Zombies, is kind of an influence, of the Heroes and Villains story. It's basically what if Marvel Zombies was mixed with the movie Pleasantville. Basically, in these Heroes and Villains original universe story, their world basically. The heroes win, the villains lose. The sun rises and sets according to schedule, and everything's fine, hunky dory, right? So it's that kind of like Silver Age, early years of comics where you got a little bit of the Batman 60s, gosh golly gee, Batman, and stuff like that going on too. Anyways, so what happens is these heroes and villains, all these people get transported to my comic book universe, right? To the world of Nexus Earth, I call it. And so the laws of their universe go out the window. And so, heroes die, villains die, people, around them are dying from zombies, from demons, and all sorts of horrible things, right? Their universe, they're not used to it. So you basically have heroes that are supposed to be there to protect people are freaking out and are every man for themselves. Then you have villains that are like, wait a minute, I want to live, and what? It's better to team up and defeat these bad things, these more evil things than we are. So they team up with heroes. So it's kind of like a fun little like psychology superhero horror aspect where they have to deal with these serious things. I slightly gave up on it many years ago because of like The Authority and The Boys and comics that were coming out that were telling a little bit more kind of serious nature toned superhero stories anyways. And I kind of feel like I was probably influenced, whether I realized it or not, by that around that time. Writings of like Mark Millar and everything, doing more gritty superhero stuff. So, not count, or not to take away from Frank Miller and everybody before, Alan Moore, but that next wave basically in the early 2000s. So, anyway, so yeah, that's the Heroes and Villains one, and then I have a kind of a fun slice of life, a little bit of anime influenced story about my cat girl Polly, and she basically enters the lives of these 2 or 3 people that are having a bit of a hard time with one another, and she basically becomes that little helpful nudge along the way. And so a little bit of a kind of like a romance and slice of life type stuff with that story. So those 3 are basically like kind of in a contained scenario there, where, like I said, I'll draw some here, draw some there, release some story that people can kind of pick up on elsewhere. And sorry, up on Patreon they'll be able to get bits and pieces of the story. So if people want to get that inside knowledge as it's being built, they can see it. If they want to wait for the full story as each chapter is done, they could do that as well. So it'll be a mixture of things like that. Yeah, and then of course, even though I haven't gotten any of this done, I'm of course inspired lately. It's since July, in fact, to really start getting into writing. And I'm doing another story that's going to be an occasional illustration here or there, and then written along with the illustration will be a written story. And then I just wrote a basic treatment for I'm trying to think of how much I want to say, for a Little Red Riding Hood story. I'll say it that way. And it's always a take I wanted to do. Other people have done similar takes, but I think my approach really kind of has a lot of fun with it. But that one's definitely not going to be for those under 18. I'll just say it that way. So it is a apocalypse type comic story. If it ever gets popular, ever thought of trying to become more than a bigger thing with it? Oh, always. There's always the thought of. I'm at a bit of a realistic stage in my life now with a lot of the things that I would love to have done when I was younger. Like I maintain my day job, bills, and all that stuff. And my goal, same with like streaming and stuff like that here, is unless this extracurricular stuff makes me twice as much as my day job, then I stick to my day job. So if people really start liking what I put together, if I can actually get stuff done, then my goal is to basically put more together, more out, and slowly start getting a lot more of that done and finding ways to do it, so that I meet deadlines that I set for myself. That's the big problem right now, is I have a horrible time meeting deadlines and getting things done. But yeah, so the apocalypse part of it is, it happens in both the heroes and villains story and in... Oh, rude. I got my root mask on. Haha. Happens in the heroes and villains story the most with the apocalypse story. If you're familiar with... I don't know if I'm saying it right. Yoro Tsukudoji, Legend of the Overfiend. there could be even like a little bit of tiny influence from that, Akira and such, for anime influences. And God, this swamp runs all along here. This is cool. But yeah, there's a little bit of influence there from those kind of animes. As far as that heroes and villains story goes, putting them into a world like that where monsters and demons and everything like that are a thing. But I will say that a good focus of it is wanting these heroes, these villains to find a way to make it work and save everybody from the world that they now are living in this story. Oh. Oop. Why do I keep putting my stuff away? Let's see, so yeah, let's see, like, making a new mashup original series, very violent. It's, right now, I think that's part of the thing I'm also trying to figure out is the nature and the tone that I want to do this with. Oh, shit. Sorry, there's locks by my boat. They're the Jason Voorhees of Valheim. Mama Ara. And that's a no-no. That's self-advertising for... Oh, no, I hear him hit my boat. Did I just shoot my boat, too? Alright, good news is we could probably get our nails back if he did destroy it. Alright. But yeah, so, basically, yeah, again, I'm trying to think of how to say it. This is the other thing I got to work on is I got to work on my tag of how to describe my product if I want people to know and understand what I'm doing. Power swing. The Adventures of Tim Garn is gonna be my it's gonna be my medieval fantasy tone and theme story, and Heroes and Villains is basically my superheroes story, and at least with those two stories I could say that they're in the same universe, the same world. Now how they're involved with that world, you guys will eventually have to see. There we go. All right. So Mama Ara, how you been? Uh-oh, uh-oh. I have no rested bonus, and my portal isn't down. Well, it probably would have been destroyed by now. All right, fine. You guys are toasty. All right, pause it for a moment. But yeah. So the format I was trying to say is the format I'm trying to figure out is how like I think at least with all my stories, they're going to at least be, like, if we want to use movie ratings, at least rated R or higher. Now, what exactly I decide to do from there, I you know, like how much more hardcore I want to get, will all depend on how it's feeling as I'm writing everything. But yeah, right now, the Red Riding Hood inspired story and the one I didn't mention like any details on, They are definitely like for adults only. It's gonna have that kind of label or reminder for everybody because that's the kind of story I want to tell with those. But yeah, at least the ones for my what I call like my Nexus Earth comic book line. I don't know. Those are gonna be like at least like rated R at minimum. You know, if I do anything that's a little bit more risque, we'll just make that stuff like Patreon exclusive or something if people want to see that stuff. All right, that should automatically connect, right? Oh no, because boat blank is something else, huh? Mom, been okay. Just getting through the update goodies. Nice. Not impressed much by the new trinkets. No. Oh, you should have seen me fighting the wolves earlier then. All right, let's see how the spear goes. Yeah, the iron brooch is my favorite. In a situation like when I was fighting wolves, the situation there, it procced well enough to keep healing me as the wolves kept nipping at my health. And so, yeah, so that was a welcomed trinket for me. All right. I took the hit, though. I still don't have rested bonus. Why didn't I go home and get rested bonus? Swing your partner round and round, earn your stamina on the ground. That crow's watching us this whole time. Alright. Draugr bow. No, not down the hill. It's good. Haven't gotten to iron yet. Died a few times in the ocean. Decided to start over. Aw. Silly ocean. Doing silly ocean things. Yeah, so, yeah, iron brooch. Delicate, yeah, defensive accessory. So, adrenaline effect. Increase armor and quick burst of health regeneration. So, when it procs, when you get the 65 adrenaline, you gain immediately 50 health. It doesn't do it over time, but I mean, it like does this, I think, wave of filling it up, but you only get that once during that one proc, and then your armor goes up by 20 for the duration of 30 seconds. So that's why I've been enjoying that one. There's a stamina one that I have to get a little bit more practice with. Stamina is usually my biggest complaint with this and other games, so probably would behoove me to keep getting practice with it. Yeah, I say give that a go. See what you think. But yeah, Rob Johnson over on YouTube. Does that answer some of your questions? I hope. One of the other things I'm going to be practicing here this next several months is my pitches. Try to get a pitch for what my stories and everything's going to be about. Okay. There we go. Okay, repairs. Everything except my hammer. Let's make... Man, that helicopter is still outside. Obsidian. There, just do that. 107. It's not bad. Alright, we just picked up... It's 10 weight. Alright, so it's nighttime. Just gotta put these away somewhere. Boat. Let's repair the boat, get back on the water. I want to get one more serpent tonight. But at the same time, I'm getting distracted. We're going into plains here. Yeah, we want to... We're not going to be able to do everything I wanted to do today, but we should definitely at least try to look for Haldor. And this isn't necessarily helping, looking for Haldor. Crap. Let's see if we can do this. I always suck at stuff like this, steering the boat when it's nuzzled against shore. Yeah, we'll back out once we swing the back end wide here. I guess. Okay, so we came from there, so let's go that way. Did I just hit that leech? Yeah, he's got some damage. Gotta love it. Alright, 7 minutes of night left. And of course we lose wind. Cool thing is, if we want to grab some swamp guys into the plains, that could be a fun place to go. Helm to 108. Philo and Thea, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. You missed the You Were Being Hunted event. I leaned back, relaxed in my chair, and just let it happen. Just woke up from a nap. Nice. Yeah, I took one before stream. Got a half an hour. The You Were Being Hunted event was cake. I popped the bone mass ability. Had my level 3 mace and silver shield, and the iron brooch kept proccing, so I kept getting health back. So yeah, it worked out really well. Saw you shoot your boat though. What? Oh, fighting the locks. Yeah. Got my first locks, though, on this playthrough. Was happy to see the Silver Shield blocks some of their attack. Now, we could just get crazy and just, like, go south and see what happens. But I'm going to see if I can cross over here. We're in spotty area now, so it won't be a serpent. Well, would a serpent load in... No, it's ocean only, right? Even with the rain and stuff. Yeah, so let's just try to get to some ocean. Alright. Make sure that wasn't a work email that I needed to address. Fog in the water. The moon is in the sky. All right. What's everybody's prediction? Haldor, Hildir, or the Witch as my first trader? I hear attacking nearby. Oh, wow. Wow. That's not too bad. Right, because there's a landmass here. Okay, now we should be entering ocean with only 1 or 2 minutes left at night. Bummer. Nope, land dead ahead. Well, that's a no on going straight across. Serpent off. Starboard again. Look at that. Look at that damage. It's crazy. Trophy. Dun, 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 dun. Damn it, we did it again. Yeah, we really need the belt. So I hope Haldor is the first that I find, but holy cow. Sausages. And the schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Freaker, you like that? Smoke on the water. How you doing tonight, man? Doing good, likewise. Good to see you. Day 48. All right, and we still haven't worked on the mountain base. Damn it. I was really hoping we'd at least see one trader around here, right? App Store. Let's see if the Twitch app has an update, because, like, holy cow. Yeah, no update for Twitch. So it won't give me real-time information on how many viewers I have in the stream, and I shouldn't necessarily worry about that, but I do still kind of worry about that. And so I have that off to the side here. I always like having that ready to go. Yeah. That's okay. So it's daytime, no storm. We won't get a serpent right now, so let's see if we can go this way. Yeah, we at least know there's a pass through there. That is further away than my... I mean, this is a reasonable distance, so... If a Haldor wants to pop up around here, I'll be happy. I used to want the traders to be as close as possible to the start. For whatever reason, like, my brain doesn't want to think about just portaling to them. Now I'm not as concerned about that. Not as concerned. Day 48 and no land found yet. What? No trader found yet. Yeah, it happens. I've had it before where it's taken forever to find a trader. But the thing is I also have to get out and find them too, right? All right, how do we get to this canal? Oh, it opens up here. Fear thee not. Really? It does not like me trying to go full speed on top of that rock. But it is super awesome of it to break free eventually. Wow. Okay. Yeah, coming up on the last 25 minutes here. Unfortunately, I had to start late because like I said earlier, I had to take a little bit of a nap before stream tonight. Which obviously I have a lot more refreshed energy right now, so it helped in that regard. But I got a long work day tomorrow. I'm going to be at work by 6 a.m. tomorrow, so unfortunately, we cannot stay up too late tonight. And Friday night, this playthrough, we will we'll build the mountain base. I promise we'll focus on that. Might be boring for some, but it's gonna be fun for me. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Mamara, when my boat is damaged is when the serpents come out to play. You just gotta boop them on the snoot, right? See, I keep hoping like Haldor's gonna be here somewhere soon. Yeah, I know. Easier said than done, right? Like for me, Dragonfang bow definitely helps. That poison damage helps. And obsidian arrows are doing damage up the yin yang against serpents. But You know, I'm actually surprised we didn't get a witch near Bone Mass. Let's head that way. I was gonna say, watch Haldor pops up right here. Let's go that way where we don't have wind and no rested bonus. I think what's helped me with the serpents is I've got, like, when I first started, and I'm not saying this is you or anybody doing this necessarily, but the first thought was to always just fire at the head, right? You got the name above the head, it shows you where it is, you kind of get that that feeling like, well, hey, at least I know where some of the body is that I could shoot. Well, after a while, I started getting used to kind of the tail snaking area of the rest of the serpent, the rest of the body. And so you guys will notice that I'm now aiming for that. You know, it'll go underneath the boat. I'll still hit what's remaining of the body of the tail as it slithers underneath the water, under the boat. Now, the hitbox does seem to be smaller when you get to the smaller end of the tail, but yeah. And then at a distance, when it's just swimming by and stuff like that, I'll aim kind of in that parallel. You love playing with the serpents. They really have become like one of my favorite things to go after in this game. Get out on the water, you know, get a good boat like a long ship here. The partial downside is when you get what do you call it? You lose your rested bonus, right? You know, when that goes away, then unfortunately you've got to contend with less stamina regen when you need it. Yeah, let's still cut through there. Because also, at least if we found the bog witch, then we could start getting ready for doing our feasts and everything as we're building our new base. Okay. So let's do that. That gets us some wind. Rain in the Black Forest. Maybe. It was starting to go dark there. Gosh darn it. Can't catch a break with this wind tonight. Alright. Haldor, Hildir, or the witch? Who do I find first? I think it's going to be the witch. But it could be Haldor. I'm saying witch because I'm technically aiming for swamp areas, so... All right. So before we close out tonight as well, we got our last couple numbers for the secret number for Streamtember. Again, I couldn't stream last night, so we moved it to today. The last two numbers we'll put those up here in a moment, and you guys will get the email that you'll put your answers in an email and send me to. So we'll do that here before we close out tonight. First time chatter, Chicken Farmer Gaming. How you doing? When you play, you tend to find yourself driving into the wind every time you take off, right? Now I know there's a wind chart and a storm chart and all that stuff. As much as I complain about about that stuff, it's not enough for me to have something like that on a tab on Chrome or something like that off to the side ready to go. But man, there are some days where I'm getting ready to do it. All right, can we get some wind again this way? Yeah. I mean, for all we know, she could be on some land over here, and we just didn't go far enough when we went to Bone Mass. But I've had the witch show up near Bone Mass a lot, so always worth a shot, right? Okay, that was our last current serpent stew. We certainly can make some more. Lost wind again. Kind of rough waters here. Not rough, just noticing the waves are kind of big. Okay. So I think I see some more ahead. Now you guys can't see my cursor, but yeah, where that just rendered in and beyond. Yep, there's another tree. Mama Ara, I always said the only mod I will use is open portals, but those extra inventory slots are calling my name. Yeah, this has been nice. I'm really enjoying this so far. It's a replacement for the one I had before, the quick slots. And I do apologize, I don't remember the name of the quick slots author, but it's depreciated now. This one by Shudnal is ExtraSlots version 1.0.38. And yeah, this has been working really nicely for me. A very small mod I would love added, or obviously I'd like the developers to do this, is whenever the trader pops up near you, and it's enough to register on your map. Maybe you catch it in your mini map up there, maybe. But I want it to make the same sound as when you check in on the cartography table. Like a little ting, or something like that, right? So if I got that sound while I'm sailing, like, oh, means I'm near something that registered. That's what I would like. I don't know about everybody else. I got the idea, though, because I thought I heard it once when I did find a trader. And I had never heard it again, so I don't know what it was where my brain, I guess, put the sound in my mind. Definitely would help cut down the sailing time. Yeah. I mean, it's super cool that it pops stuff on your map in a distance anyways. The no map games, obviously that's the tough one, right? Good luck finding all three traders in a no map game. Like, unless you're comfortable in doing a grid pattern search of land in a no map game. Let's see, we sailed from over here to over here. There were swamps over here, but oh well. Plus, there's plains over there. Could have found Hilder, but no offense, Hilder. But you know, I'd like to have Haldor or the Witch right now. Some more jets. Raining in the swamp. Raining in the swamp. Oh yeah, raining in the swamp. Check out my latest single today, Raining in the Swamp. Raining in the swamp. Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like we would have ticked it on the map here, I guess, being as close to Bone Mass. But, like, if this swamp had kept going this way... Plus, I mean, now we know the swamp's bigger than just here, so there could be a lot of crypts here if we want to get a lot of iron. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, cool. First time chatter. Kindleworm, how you doing? Going pretty good. Hope things are going well for you. We're on the search for Haldor because we're just under 50 days and I haven't found Haldor yet. I got 4 bosses down, but no Haldor. He's got to be somewhere here, though. Gotta be. But yep, rocking and rolling. We found some planes today, so we've got that over here, which feels about right. We got Motor defeated, so the goal is to set up a base at Motor. We're gonna have to work on that Friday, though. So now we did a run through here, so chances of a Haldor being here is probably pretty slim. He would have shown up. Okay, we started there. I don't know. What's the closest you guys have seen on Haldor to start? I feel like I'm getting a little too close. I don't think he would be this close, would he? On a solo run, yeah, I'm a solo player. I'll do some. I do gaming in a group with my friends on Sundays when I take some time off. But yeah. Oh, is there gonna be a little village with a maypole? I bet. We should head back home and continue this journey Friday. Eek. Eek. Oh, right. I put stuff in the cargo hold. The next island to the right, northeast on the shore. Next island to the right, northeast. You think like over here will be a Haldor? Oh, man. See, I thought for sure there'd be a maypole here. Nice friends got me into this game. I got spoiled. Now doing solo runs, completely different ball game, right? Yeah, so like you get used to sometimes teaming up. One person takes one chore, you take the other. Sometimes, the I think that a little bit of the difficulty goes up when you're grouped up. Damn it, I missed my jump there. Let's actually take all. This is going to be silly of me. But I knew the water was shallow enough to do this. Alright, boat. Can I walk into it? Yeah, Roy. Mom, that is where I've experienced the closest Haldor to myself. Oh, your answer to my question. My apologies. Next island to the right, northeast, on the shore. It is nice, like when you can get them fairly close. But then, like I was saying earlier, like I don't know if that's... I don't know what my need for that is. Let's black metal here. Alright, why are we still encumbered? Oh, we got 25 serpent meats. That will make us encumbered. Yeah, might as well start cooking some. Oh, darn, we have 47 meats left. That's pretty cool. We are doing 2 times loot on this playthrough as well. I've done so many playthroughs that I'm not wanting to worry about the grind right now aspect of the game, so now I don't say that for fear of you guys giving me grief about it. I just making sure people know why. Okay. I'm gonna go over to the mountain in the day here. We'll sleep after the meat's cooked. Actually, we should... Hey, and we procced. I don't want to cook that. I forgot we had the lox meat on us. Alright, well, go ahead and sleep. This way I have a daytime to show you guys the mountain, those that weren't here earlier. And we're going to close out, but I got to do the last 2 secret numbers as well for Streamtember. And again, show you guys the email that you'll send the answer to. I don't think this is the right portal. That's the boat portal, isn't it? Yeah, I'm here to double check the boat. Yeah, okay. In the water, I didn't leave anything there. Yeah. Yes, Jacko Turnip is unlocked. It is the season now for the Jacko Turnip. In fact, good call. I should make one before closing out. 2 resin, 4 turnips, and a bench. Motor. That's where we're heading. So for those that haven't been here, we are making our permanent base on this playthrough at the motor location. That's the that right down there. We've already defeated motors, so I'm comfortable taking over the spot. If for some reason I felt like I had to fight another motor, I would just go find another location. Let us... Now watch, there'll be a... I don't see a trophy. Okay. But yeah, so we're going to set up our base here. I jokingly in my mind was like, hey, we could still put 3 eggs in here. But yeah, I don't know what design I'm gonna do. I don't know how we're gonna pull off like what kind of build we're gonna put here. But very obviously, it's gonna have a really nice view when it's not too stormy. But yeah, so we'll build here. This will be the rest area and the workshop and all that stuff. We'll do some sort of like around the circle kind of thing, and then that was already there, obviously. So we'll probably build some sort of like layering design, I think. What I'm also gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to put campfires and workbenches all over this area, so that we don't have constant spawns attacking the base. So we'll see how that works too. But yep, so that will be our home base, and Friday we'll start heavily digging into that build. Then, all right, Streamtember. Our last two numbers are 2 and 1. That is 2 and 1. So write those down. If you have written down all the numbers for my previous streams for the last 25 days or so, put those together. They will unscramble into a bunch of letters. So think of it, the cipher is the basic. 1 is A, 2 is B. So right here we have a B, we have an A, but they're not in the right order. So you have to unscramble them to get the secret message. Now, originally there was a secret message that I was doing that was 25 characters. And within the first 5 or so days, somebody randomly guessed the answer. And I don't know if I just kind of gave away or hinted at the tone of the answer. But I will tell you tonight that the answer was, be sure to drink your Ovaltine, from the Christmas Story movie, Ralphie's Little Orphan Annie decoder. So I think maybe I was a little too on the nose. I'm always trying to curate a lot of people that talking about movies and TV shows, so inevitably there was going to be a couple movie buff folks that would get it. So somebody guessed it, and then a couple days later another person guessed it. So at that point I scrapped the original message. The new message isn't as cool. I'll put my hand up. But what I was able to do with the remaining like 20 days or whatever of numbers is I was still able to do something with 25 characters. And so I got new numbers, new setup for the I put them out of mismatched order again. And so basically, yeah, if you take all those numbers that we had the previous days, if you guys missed out on that, go to my VODs. I recommend my YouTube VODs for views, but also for the fact that they're going to always be there. For the most part, YouTube, doesn't get rid of the videos, whereas Twitch, they expire. So that'll be your chance to get it. So as you can see, the GSB5K@gmail.com is where you send the answer. So send those answers over to me. First person that gets it right, I'll have a special little prize for you. So there you go. That was Streamtember's secret numbers. The last 2 of them, at least today, 2 and 1. And you have to go back to my other VODs if you haven't gotten the others. Put them all together, unscramble the message, send it over to me, and like I said, the first person that gets it gets something special. And for October, we're going to do it again. A new message, basically. A new message, new set of numbers. And I will start that this Friday night, if not Saturday. So Friday night, we'll start stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that will be back to this Valheim game here. Tomorrow is 7 Days to Die, the public PvE server. And so we'll be getting back to that. I've got a lot of dukes now, thanks to all the stone I've been selling. So we got to get back on buying some fun things on that server, getting all of our books, all of our magazines caught up. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, for 2 to 3 hours, we'll be doing 7 Days to Die, public PvE server. And then Friday, we'll be back to Jack of all trades. And Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be doing 7 Days to Die. The I'm saying Jack of all trades when I meant Journey to Deep North for Valheim. Jack of all trades and 7 days to die on Saturday. Because I just got to make it confusing, right? So there we go. That'll do it for tonight. Folks, I really appreciate it. As always, this is a side gig thing I do on the side. And sometimes I can't always commit to a schedule, but I'm doing my best to try to do that. We're wrapping up hurricane season. Hurricane Humberto and Imelda have both turned back out into the Atlantic. Thank goodness for the safety of people, of course. Sorry, Bermuda. For the safety of people, and then, for the sake of my job, I get busy with some of the aspects of my job I don't really talk about, but in general, you guys know every hurricane season I do get busy. So once we get into November and we know the hurricane season is pretty much done, it should be a little bit easier for me to get some schedule going again. So I certainly appreciate everybody's patience with that. Last but not least, as always, I like to thank the lurkers, people that don't chat. No obligation. Come on in. Sit back, relax, enjoy the stream. But if you're not chatting because you don't have a topic of conversation, you know it. I always love talking about comic books, TV shows, movies, and of course, whatever it is I'm streaming at the time. So I thank you all for coming out tonight, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, see you on the next adventure. All right, bye-bye.